opposite of that thing where people say, it's not my job. Everybody in this city, like everything seems to cross over, and they're all team players, so it works.
Everything's everyone's job.
That is nice.
It
It
is.
is a big
You need anything else?
deal.
I think it's a community thing.
Probably,
Drink your Dr. Pepper. Your emotional support, Dr. Pepper.
but it's certainly very nice to have people like.
It is
that.
new, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna wait. Do we have Bob next door?
It's so
Okay.
on it.
Yep.
All right,
Yeah, he's grabbing food.
we'll wait for Bob and then we'll get started. Yes, we are.
That dedication Saturday was sure nice. It was freezing.
It was freezing. And I did not bring a coat.
Oh, no.
Oh.
I ended up cutting out a little early just because I was about, when my teeth started chattering, I said it better. Might be time.
I was in Lubbock, so.
No, there's
that's
no one
your
here.
seat.
That's your
I was
seat
in
right there.
Florida.
Charles isn't
Charles
here
is
today.
here.
I was in Florida.
That means you're in charge.
That's what I was telling them.
No, no, actually, I have to do it.
So I could ride it out.
Oh, wow.
But yes, if you would. Okay, thank you. All right, it's 12:01, and I'd like to call to order the Economic Development Corporation meeting for November 17th, 2022. We will have a roll call vote. Give me 1 second, and I'll get to that. Bob Breedlove.
Here.
Charles Parker. Ernie LaFleur.
Here.
John Chambers.
Here.
Maria Davenport.
Here.
Tom Trimble.
Here.
And Jerry Akins.
Here.
All right, we have a quorum. All right, that takes us down to item B, the consent agenda. The only item on the consent agenda is approval of the minutes of the EDC meeting for September 15th. Does anybody have any corrections or any changes that need to be made?
I make a motion that they be approved.
I'll second that.
And Ernie. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries. All right. Item C is presentations, but we have no presentations today. So we'll move on to item D, which is public forum. Pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.007, members of the public may speak on any agenda item or on an agenda item during the public forum section of the meeting or at any time during the agenda. The item is called for discussion by the president. Speakers shall be given 3 minutes to speak. A speaker needing a translator and/or interpreter may be given 6 minutes to speak. Criticism of city employees or staff is prohibited. Those wishing to address the board regarding an item not on the agenda must be a citizen, property owner, or business owner of White House. Comments on such non-agenda items shall be limited to 3 minutes. The board will not comment on items not on the agenda. However, the board may refer this item to the city staff for research, resolution, or referral of the matter to the council as a future agenda item. Okay, do we have anyone in the audience who would like to speak during public forum? Hearing none, we will move on to item E, the agenda items. First item of business, item 1, is discuss, consider, and approve the 2022 through 2025 work plan subcommittee members who will assist in executing the plan and both the short-term and long-term economic growth of the city. Okay, give me 1 second to find my notes. At the back of your packet, there are there are 4 people who had requested to be a part of our subcommittees. Leslie and I have gone over them, and we have suggestions on how we think they would best fit into those subcommittees. We're looking to have at least 4 people on each subcommittee, so that will mean we'll need 1 or 2 of you guys to volunteer to be on those committees to round them out. And then there will also be 1 staff member on each of the committees. So the committees are business retention and expansion, new and small business development, business attraction and marketing, and incentives, infrastructure, and quality of life. So after going over them, we came to the suggestion of, and I hope I say their names correctly, and I'm sorry if I don't, For the business retention and expansion, Sarah Labatt and Ally Nish. They have both indicated that they would like to be on that committee. So that would leave us, we would need at least one EDC member on that committee, and then we would have one of the staff would be on that committee as well. For the new and small business development, Carl, I don't know how to say his last name, Hiltpold with Southside Bank had indicated that he would like to serve on that committee. So doing so, we would need 2 EDC members for that, and then 1 staff. The business attraction and marketing, we did not have anyone who indicated that they wanted to be on that committee, so we need 3 EDC members to volunteer for that one. And the incentives, infrastructure, and quality of life, Randy Humphrey from our planning and zoning board had volunteered that he would like to be on that particular committee, so that would indicate we need 2 EDC and 1 staff for that. And we also thought we would invite Jason Wright, our new Public Works Director, to join that, because the infrastructure portion of it really would affect him as well. So those are our suggestions to round out the committees, but I'll open it up to you guys to discuss, and just maybe tell me which committee you would like to serve on.
Can we, I mean, obviously you're gonna need us on more than one.
Yes, I mean, you're welcome to serve on more than one. There's 7 of you guys, so I have 8 spots, so I really need 1 person to serve on 2, if that's possible.
Well, can I just throw mine out there? I would love to do the retention and expansion, and then also the new and small business development.
I was interested in being in the incentives and infrastructure quality of life.
Me also.
Okay, Bernie and Maria. All right, I need 1 more for the new and small business development, and I need 3 for business attraction and marketing.
I'll do the attraction and marketing, and if nobody else takes the other one, I'll do it too.
I'll do new and small business development.
There we go.
Okay,
Thank you.
so Tom doing
Put me wherever
small.
it fits. Susan.
Okay, are you okay with business attraction? Okay. And I guess we'll put Charles on that one as well, since he's not here.
Perfect.
Yeah, he needs to be there.
And Bob, I really had thought about you also for infrastructure.
That's fine.
Okay, we'll see how it rounds out, but I'll leave you for business attraction and marketing, and I'll put Charles there too. And Bob. All right, so that has for business retention and expansion, we have Sarah Labatt, Ally Nish, and Jerry. New and small business development, we have Carl Hiltpold, Jerry, and Tom. Business attraction, we have John, Charles, and Bob. And then the incentives and infrastructure quality of life, we have Ernie, Maria, and Randy Humphrey. So with 1 staff, we've got to determine which ones where we're gonna plug ourselves in. That will give us 4 people for each one of those. So, everybody good with that? All right, I think I probably need a motion. Do you want me to say something and then you can say so moved? Will that work? Since there's so many names, I wanna list everybody out. Or,
Good idea.
okay, all right. So, let's see. For the 2022-2025 work plan subcommittee members, so far, for our committees, we have for business retention and expansion, Sarah Labatt, Ally Nish, and Jerry Akins. For new and small business development, we have Carl Hiltpold, Jerry Akins, and Tom Trimble. Business attraction and marketing, we have John Chambers, Charles Parker, and Bob Breedlove. And then for incentives, infrastructure, and quality of life, we have Randy Humphrey, Ernie LaFleur, and Maria Davenport.
I make a motion that these be approved. as stated.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed, say no. And the motion carries. All right, on to item 2, which is an update on potential development projects. Notes on that. Okay. So, just recently, the city council approved a drainage agreement for the owner of 401 East Main Street, which is the property just across from us, right over here. It's a $25,000, not match, but it's $25,000 to help develop that property because there is a drainage easement that runs across that property that makes it a little difficult for anyone to be able to develop it. So it's something that it will help our drainage system improve, and it's going to help improve their property. So we went in to help pay for that drainage improvement that needs to be done. So that particular owner is looking to possibly put a professional office and possibly a strip center there.
Nice.
So, we've also, as y'all can imagine, we have seen a slowing down in our housing development. It is not stopping though. So we're grateful to have it just slowing down and not completely stopping. We have Rose Meadows subdivision. It's a gated community at the corner of Hagen and Railroad Avenue. We have that plat going through the platting process right now. P&Z did recommend approval. It'll go before City Council at their next council meeting. And then Park Meadows is a subdivision, a new Conaway subdivision that will be on East Main Street. We met with their engineers and Mr. Conaway just this week to discuss those plans, and that's moving forward as well. They did indicate that they probably will not move quite as fast as they originally had thought that they would, but they are not stopping. They are planning to still have it go through. We're continuing to work on commercial development. The Whataburger is moving along quite nicely. We are down to the point where they are asking for their fire suppression permit, and that's one of the last things for their kitchen, for their hood system. That's one of the last things that they need to get in place before they can open. So we anticipate that soon. I had heard that they wanted to try to open in December, but I haven't had an update on that recently to know if that's still the time frame that they're shooting for. We do have White House Baking Company. I think it's okay for me to talk about this. Leslie and I tried to rack our brains to see if there was any reason we could not. They are looking to open an actual brick and mortar store. It would be on West Main Street. So we are working through just the process right now with them to be able to get their plans together. They had a lot of questions, and we were trying to work through that development process with them. So we're excited about that as well.
What was that name? I didn't quite catch that.
The White House Baking Company,
White House Baking.
they currently they sell their items at the farmer's market.
Oh, okay.
So they've been here for a little bit, but they want
Cookies, cakes, things like that,
Yes.
that sort of stuff.
They're delish.
yes, breads. He makes really great bread.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
Good.
Correct.
That'd be
and then just just this week, we also spoke with a potential developer, and I can't go into a lot of detail on this, but they are looking at a piece of property on East Main for a mixed-use development. It would have a little bit, just a few houses, very, very few, and then possibly 3 smallish strip centers for a commercial use. So it'd be a mixed residential and commercial use.
good.
And that is all I have on developments. Unless you guys have questions, if there's something that you're curious about, I'll do my best to try to answer that.
No, I might be able to talk to the Whataburger folks and see where they stand.
Okay.
As far as the December opening.
Right, I haven't had a chance to speak with, Andy Osborne, he's kind of spearheaded that. He's just a partner, he's the one, he owns the, convenience store portion. And he's been my main contact, and I haven't had a chance to really talk with him. So
Where is their location again?
they are on Highway 110 North, just before you get to Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, up on that hill, but the
That's
hill's
what
been
that
cut
is.
down.
Oh.
That's what that is.
I think it's gonna be busy.
It's gonna be busy once they open.
Yes, it is.
Wow,
So we are
Get you
excited to have them
taquitos.
open.
that's big, that's a big place.
Yes.
How's
That's
that going
impressive.
to affect the traffic? Is it gonna be a problem at all?
We don't know. I
Yeah.
mean,
I was
it
impressed
will
they were
affect
making
somehow, but we don't know the extent of it.
We'll deal with it, burn that bridge when we get there, right?
And that would
That will
be
help a lot.
for any type of traffic control device or anything like that. That's a text dot highway,
Oh,
so
sure.
it would be them to install and decide what, when, and where.
We did help them lower the grade of their entrance and exit, and I would think that now you won't have to go 0 to get out like you do at some
Right.
places in town.
To get a
you know?
running start.
Exactly, so,
So hopefully,
yeah.
That could be good or bad.
so I do know just recently, TxDOT asked us to lower the speed limit in front of Berkshire's. So that may help
Yeah,
a little bit, so those signs should be going up soon.
interesting, yeah.
What y'all lower to?
I think it's what, 35 now? It was 45, and I think it lowered to 45. John, do you remember from council?
I don't
Was it
recall.
thir-
That
35?
sounds
I
right
think it's
though.
35.
35 now? I believe it's 35, or will be when they get the signs up.
Well, that's some good development going on.
Yeah.
We do our best to keep that moving.
Houses are still getting built fast.
Yeah.
Believe me, they are.
They're not at lightning speed, but they're
They're
still
not at
fast.
lightning speed. I would say this is more probably normal speed. The past few months, we've been in overdrive.
We're at that awkward point where we want to keep growing and getting bigger, but we don't want to get bigger.
I think everyone, or not everyone, a lot of people are happy that we're getting a little bit bigger. So, controlled growth is what we need.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, is there anything else?
You hurried us right through.
I did, I did.
Barely got
Can y'all
the
tell I'm
food.
nervous? I'm talking like super fast, so y'all told me to slow down.
I'm thinking Susan for president.
No. So,
10 minutes flat.
wow, it is, okay, I'm sorry, y'all told me to slow down, I'm sorry. Okay, so if there's nothing else, we'll move on to item 3, which is consider future agenda items. Right now, I don't have anything for December. I thought I would talk with you to see if we would just like to, at this meeting, decide to not have a December meeting. I know everybody's schedules get really packed at this time of year. Obviously, if something comes up that we need you for, I would certainly contact you all and we could work out a time. But,
I like that.
That works.
I'm good.
Yeah, that's great, really.
okay,
So move.
all right. I think we can go by direction, but that's great.
Okay.
So,
So what is the follow-up on these committees? Y'all gonna let us know when and what, or?
yes, I will come back with an email, I'm sure, to everyone and officially say, yes, you're on this committee, and let you know which staff member is there. We also need to contact all of those people and let them know, hey, we formed our committee now. I think we need to decide when we want to all get together for that first meeting. I don't know, I haven't talked with Leslie about this, so I don't know how she would feel, but I almost think if we could get together as a large group for the first time and let everybody hear, okay, you're on our committee, but these are the things, this is what we're working towards, and now you
Overview,
need
yeah.
to break up into your own subcommittees and start working on your plans.
Would Tom be involved in that?
I don't know, because again, this is, I'm thinking of this right now, and I haven't spoken with Leslie about it.
He kinda suggested that he would do something like that, I mean, when we were laying things out at that.
She's
Planning
shooting from the
meeting.
hip.
I am shooting from the hip right now. Sorry, Leslie.
Power.
So, but I just seems to me like that's a great way to at least get started, and then we could break off into our own individual subcommittees. We could kind of decide at that point, everyone could say, you know, I can meet on this day at this time, generally during the month, and that way everyone could start working on their schedules.
Yeah.
And each committee has to form its own agenda as far as what it plans to, do within a year or something like that kind of thing.
Yes, it'd be up to each committee at that point.
Cool.
Is there gonna be any like sub-budget allocations towards the items that come out of these meetings, or is that an intent, or?
I do not know. I've not heard anything about any kind of budgeting for this. So let me make a note and
I
I'll
think that'll
ask.
probably come as projects are proposed, I don't think anybody really knows what to say
I
right
just didn't know if, like, the intent was that as we identified projects, we would go out and try to estimate the, types of allocations we would need, and then take the general budget and allocate it out. So that's
Because
kind of
especially
the
on
thought
the
process.
attraction committee, y'all are gonna need to do things that are gonna require collateral, printed collateral, and, all kinds of stuff to get people attracted. It's gonna take a little bit of money.
It takes money to make.
That's right.
I would think that whichever committee needs the funding would just come back to this body and present that and
Understood.
go from there
Yeah.
for approval or no. A yes or a no?
Makes sense.
Perfect, thank you.
Bring the basket to pass around.
Pass the hat.
Pass that. So, okay. Anything else for future agenda items? Did y'all have anything that you wanted to put on an agenda later if we're not going to do December?
So are we supposed to show up, I know we're all going to show up for the skating rink party.
Yes, that wasn't on, I didn't have a spot for, things that are coming up, but December 3rd is the big event with the ice rink, the synthetic ice rink with food truck, do we have food trucks coming, maybe?
We should.
Yes. Food trucks, the parade starts at 3:30, we'll have vendors in the park, vendors in the park start at 9.
Vendors will be there at 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. The parade's at 3:30, tree lighting's at 6, movie in the park's at 6:30. Ice skating will be from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. There's a 5K that morning if you want to sign up for it.
Fun. So great.
Come on.
You could walk it and not, you don't have to run
You
it.
get a shirt. And it goes towards a good cause.
I don't know. That's not my vocabulary.
But it's about 3 miles.
3.1.
We got
3.1 something.
You can do that, easy, Tom.
Let's figure out something to chase you with.
Anything else? All right, I guess we will move on to administrative reports. There was a income statement in your packet somewhere.
Y'all
So I can
see,
go to that.
did y'all see any kind of movement up, down, or otherwise in the sales tax? Citywide?
Sales tax has been strong. I wish I had the other, I can't get to it because I'm streaming. Sales tax has been strong. I know Mayor Wansley is on the East Texas Council of Governments Coalition now. And my 2 council members, if I'm wrong, y'all correct me. And he is on a subcommittee with them for sales tax and John, you may have to help me out. It's, they're looking at changing the way sales tax is collected from all kinds of vendors, not just like the Amazons and things like that, to where that the sales tax is collected at the point of destination instead of from wherever
Points, that's
it,
right.
yes.
How would they do that?
I'm not really sure I understand all the
How, I don't
details.
know, but that's what he said that they're looking to do.
Yes,
Which for a bedroom community, kinda like us, it of course is obviously an advantage, but yeah, I don't know how you do that. You know, if somebody goes to buy something down the road in Tyler, how do you know they're gonna carry it back to White House?
well,
It would be
it's online, sorry, it's
online.
online.
Oh,
sales.
okay.
It's on, yeah, like
Online
Amazon,
Okay, so wherever it's delivered to,
so it'd be
Yes.
the zip code or something like that that's delivered to.
Right,
yeah.
which
I thought they were already
obviously,
doing that. But they're not.
For
Just
some.
Just Amazon.
but not everyone.
I don't know what the exclusion was, but yeah, this is gonna be all online.
Okay.
That makes
I mean,
But it
that
still
makes
had
sense.
some resistance, I think, somewhere,
There's-
because there were certain places that didn't benefit from it.
Well, the larger cities where a lot of the sales tax originates
Oh, yeah.
from, they obviously, it's
Yeah.
going to take money away from them, so they were against it.
Yeah.
So it's in the,
The
it's in,
manufacturing cities.
they're speaking about it. We don't know that it's actually going to happen. So,
So it won't be where the vendor's located, it's where the products are delivered to.
correct, yes,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
that is-
so,
But it's been pretty steady and strong.
it has been, yes,
We actually have some money here, I see.
Yeah.
a little bit.
Looks good.
Yeah, so, just in time for all our committees to gear up.
To gear up and then help bring additional money in.
Yep,
Yeah, that's the way we have to look at that.
That's key.
I looked ahead, I saw it. And I was looking for a place to put it, the money.
Okay. Were there any other questions that you guys have about reports or?
What's the status of your new office, redo?
I know Leslie has just recently received some plans back from the architect, and that will probably maybe be on the next council agenda for them
Who's
to
the
look at. Randall Scott Architects is who we're using. Right now, that's really all I know.
Okay, yeah, so
They're-
it's pretty, yeah.
Yeah, they have the contract, or the, what word am I looking for, the risk, contractor risk.
Construction manager.
Construction manager at risk, that's been put into place. So we are moving forward, it's just taking a little bit of
Slow.
time. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm thinking there may be a little peek at some plans at the next council meeting, but don't hold my feet to that, because I'm not really sure.
Who did y'all pick for the contractor?
I don't think they've picked a contractor yet.
Oh.
Yeah, the project managers, which you said, like a construction manager.
Yeah. He works with the architect.
Oh,
To-
that's what I meant. I guess that's.
Oh, and I don't know his name. I can find out and let you know.
That's.
You mentioned a new public works director,
Yes, ma'am. He's
Jason Wright.
Jason Wright. He's been here 2 months?
Since July.
Oh, July. Oh, geez. Okay. Since July.
At the very end of July.
Time flies. It does fly.
Interesting.
Been a little bit.
Yes.
I met with him in July, I think.
Maybe. Yeah, Mr. Tomlin, Jeff Tomlin was our former public works director. He was here 34 years. So,
Jason Wright, you said, right?
yes, sir, Jason Wright.
That was August.
And Ernie, if you're at the meeting Saturday, you'll get to meet him there.
Oh, good, excellent. Yeah, I'll be there.
He was the Wright in my company, Wright Phillips Real Estate.
Okay. Okay,
Good job.
thank you. Anything else? that y'all wanna talk about? I know I've done this fast, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Okay, y'all like it?
You're sorry? I was
Yeah,
gonna
I
say
don't
thank
know.
you.
Okay. I just hope I didn't go through too fast for everybody. Okay, well, we don't have anything for executive session, so there's no reason to recess, so we'll move through G. If we didn't go into executive session, we have no action from H to take from that executive session, so we are at the time for adjournment.
I move.
All right? All right, so at 12:30, we are adjourned. Good job, thank y'all.
That had to be satisfying.
Oh, yeah.
Every time James tries